Simultaneous equations. So there's two methods. You can solve it via substitution or elimination. So let's have a look at the problem first for substitution, and let's take y equals 7x plus 2 and y equals 5x plus 7. And here we have been asked to solve the two equations simultaneously to find out the values for x and y. So the first thing that we notice is that y is equal to 7x plus 2 and y is also equal to 5x plus 7. So we can equate these two. So I'll do it in blue. Say that 7x plus 2 is equal to 5x plus 7. And that should be an equal sign. So now, using standard algebraic manipulation, we're going to try and get all of the x's on one side and all of the standard integers on the other, or the constants on the other side. So if we subtract 5x from both sides, for it still to remain an equation, so both sides equal, we must do the same thing to each side. So that will give us 2x plus 2 equals 7. And now we can do the same thing, but with this 2. So let's take 2 from each side, again doing the same thing on either side to keep it equal, and that will give us 2x is equal to 5. The last step to find out what x is equal is simply to divide by 2. So that will give us that x is equal to 5 over 2, or 2.5. That's a 5. Now, you might think we're done here, we've found out what x is, but going back to the original question, we want to find out what y and x are. So let's take the first equation, which is y equals 7x plus 2, and we're going to substitute in what x is. So y is equal to 7 lots of 2.5 plus 2. And we can expand this bracket out, and that will give us that y is equal to 12.5 plus 2. So, sorry, 17.5, not 12.5, should be 17.5 plus 2. So that makes y into 19.5. So we can now say that if we put it in coordinate form, that is equal to x, which is 2.5 and 19.5. So that is solving using substitution. So we equated the two because we could see that they're both y equals, and then we rearranged to get all the x's on one side, all of the constants on the other, and then we substituted back in to find y. So if we now have a look at the elimination method, let's write out a question. So let's say that we have 2x minus y equals 7 and 2x plus y is equal to 9. Now, I've chosen this question because it makes great use of the elimination method. In the previous one, elimination wouldn't work quite so well, but we can see that it would, and maybe I'll do that one in a second once I've explained elimination here. So what we're going to do is take the top equation and we're going to subtract the second one. Okay, so working down, we've got 2x, take away 2x, would give us 0x. Negative y, take away y, is negative 2y, and that will give us 7 minus 9 will be minus 2. Here, if we times both the left and the right by negative 2, then that will give us, sorry, not by negative 2, that would be silly. We're going to times it by negative 1, because otherwise we're complicating things. So we're going to have 2y is equal to 2, And now we're going to divide by 2. Again, doing what we do to each side. So y is 1. And as we did over here, we can then substitute back in to find out what x is. So let's take the first one, 2x, take away 1 is equal to 7, because y is 1. So 2x equals 8, and x is equal to 4. So for this question, elimination method was a lot quicker than it was for the substitution. So let's have a look at this question on the left-hand side and see how we would use the elimination method for it. Okay, so elimination. So let's do exactly as we did here over on the right-hand side. We're going to take the top equation and subtract the second one. So y minus y will give us 0. And then the right-hand side is going to be 7x minus 5x. So it's going to be 2x. And 2 take away 7 is negative 5. So if we now add 5 to both sides, get 5 is equal to 2x. And we can divide by 2. So x is equal to 2.5. We then go back down to this step here, where we substitute in and find that y is equal to 19.5. So why do we have the different methods? Obviously, in these two examples, elimination worked out a lot quicker. However, that won't always be the case. So it is useful to know the two methods in order to be able to answer every question to do with simultaneous equations. I hope this has been useful. Thank you for watching.